Really need to put music behind it. I say that every week. I gotta do it. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody in between, welcome once again to the SYN Shop podcast. I am, of course, the Mighty Pong.
I'm Crux.
And on tonight's show, we are going to be talking about fitting 20 pounds of shop in a 5-pound bag. We're going to be talking about how to shrink your shop down into a much smaller living space, because we are going to be doing something very similar to that coming soon. So before we get into that, an announcement on the shop. We are, for now, located at 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C, in fabulous Henderson, Nevada. If you'd like to come check out the shop, good luck. But do make sure that you coordinate with us in advance to schedule a tour. We would like to remind you, while you're working at Synshop or are just in general existing around other humans, make sure that you wear your mask and clean tools, surfaces, and material before and after you use them. Stay at home as much as possible. Don't touch your face, and for Pete's sake, wash your damn hands. Now, if you have any questions about membership, or if you'd like to arrange a tour, you can email us at info@synshop.org, or you can visit our Discord at synshop.org/Discord, and just ask us in the general channel. Somebody can direct you in the right direction. Now, to make sure you're notified of our future events, including virtual ones just like this, you can join us at meetup.com/Synshop. And with that, Crux, how you doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
Excellent.
Had a decent week. Veterans Day was a holiday I had off, so I had Wednesday, like midweek, off, was kind of weird, but I'll take a day off.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that is kind of weird. Yeah, our company doesn't do those, but they do like 3 floating holidays. So I could have floated a veterans if I really wanted to. That's my new. I'm floating a veterans. Hey, what are you doing in there? Don't come in. I'm floating no, that's something else. So, one thing I did want to mention though is we are currently in the middle of moving. As you may have guessed, frequent viewers of the show are probably well aware by this point that we are getting ready to move. Now, we are getting ready to move into a smaller space than the one we have currently. This poses a problem.
Yes, so that's gonna pose some challenges.
Honestly, well, so we'll talk. We'll get to that here in just a second.
There'll be some. I think it'll be manageable. There'll be also opportunity to purge some stuff that we've just had forever too. So
yeah, well, so that's kind of the thing I was actually thinking of. I may as well get to it now. Is this good actually? Because I'm kind of thinking it is. Like, I think it's actually good. Well, number one, for the reason you said, for getting rid of stuff that we don't need anymore, right? That's a good thing. But number two, like, we don't really, in our current space, we could probably use our space a little better.
Yeah, so we're going to be forced into using the space a bit better because we have less space to use. Obviously having more space is better. But we can't afford more space, so
yeah,
we're gonna have the space we can afford.
Man, that's like I always say.
Yeah.
Well, I always say a version of the original phrase because this is a family show. But you gotta race the car you brought. I'll just put it like that. You have to race what's on the trailer. You can't race the one that's back at home in the shop. You know what I mean? Like what we have available to us is what we have, and there we go. But another reason why I think it's actually good is it kind of forces us to rethink the space in general, I think that the way that we do things currently, right, with, a bunch of people in one room and, all that stuff, this kind of gives us an opportunity to break that up a little bit, to have like different distinct groups. You go over here to use this machine, you go to that room to use that machine and stuff like that. It's not as in one big space.
Yeah, I mean, we'll still have some of that, but
yeah,
a lot of it is like, we're planning on actually having a room specifically for the laser cutting stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be really
versus
nice.
Just a corner of the shop that would get all dusty with all the sawdust, etc.
Yes.
The nice thing is with where the laser cutter room will be,
mm-hmm.
like you could be working out in the main area.
Yeah.
and you don't have to be sitting in there babysitting the laser cutter necessarily for a longer job. Like you can still keep an eye on it, but it an eye on it from a room that you can see the laser cutter. I mean,
Oh
there's
yeah,
certain things where you're doing, you still have to keep a better eye on it, but
yeah. Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't even thought about that. That's really cool. Now we're gonna have a bigger one at the new space, right?
yeah, that's gonna pose some challenges because we have to.
Make a
It
door.
won't fit in any of the doors we have, right? That we'll have.
That's gonna be interesting.
So, but we have some plans, and some doors that will be acquired from rooms that'll be taken down.
Yeah.
So we'll probably put in a double door to wherever the laser cutter room is, and then we'll have to put a double door on like the front of the building so we can actually wheel the thing in.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In the meantime, it'll that bigger one will be sitting out in the back shop, much like it is right now.
Yeah. That's gonna be so
Uh,
great. Like, so what's the
the
bed
one
size on
that's
that?
up and running, we should be fine because part of the size of that was that would fit through a standard door.
Part of the size of
So
that was. How do you mean?
so so the 90-watt one that we got, we
Yeah.
didn't get a larger one because where we're at downtown,
Hmm.
to get anything in there, it had to fit through a single wide door.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
So as long as it's a standard width door and like not like a narrower door,
Hmm.
I think we'll be okay.
I'm trying to.
Otherwise, yeah.
Otherwise, we're in trouble. Yeah. I'm trying to
Yeah,
get.
otherwise, yeah, we'll have to be creative.
You'll have to be creative. Ah, not that. Oh no. So what I'm trying to do right now, sorry, if I look like I'm looking at literally everything but you, but I'm trying to get a picture of the shop. I don't know why I didn't do this in advance, but I didn't. But trying to get a little browser window set up here, and I can show you as well as the folks at home what we are talking about here. Is that cool? I know we didn't plan this out
Yeah,
beforehand.
it's fine.
Okay.
Like I said, we're still in the midst of purchasing the place, so
Yeah,
it's
we're not.
we're 90% confident, I'd say, that everything will be good.
Confidence is high. Repeat,
Yeah.
confidence is high.
That said, we were pretty confident at the last one, but then the bank said no, we're not going to give you money.
Oh
And
well,
then after we had canceled the deal, then a bank said, "Oh, well, maybe we can give you money." It's like, well, thanks,
well. Thanks for
you jerks.
flipping nothing. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Um, but the new location, it's mostly a cash deal, so everything's going to go a lot faster, and uh, we're not going to have a huge mortgage, so
That's good. Yeah.
that'll allow us to put a lot more money into the space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty awesome. Why are you not working? Oh man, it's not working. Sorry. I know this is like making for awesome streaming, but if you want to see the new space, I'm working on it here. Let's see. We got one of them, one of these. Go over there. And we'll paste this. Paste that. Paste this. And okay. Doesn't work. All right. Well, whatever. Yeah. So
We
okay.
have, if you're on the SYN Shop Discord, you
Yep.
can go and check out the Shop Move channel, and
Yeah.
there's some information there. I think I have a link to the quality floor plans that are totally in scale and I'm sure accurate in every way.
Totally. Totes my
They were
goats.
hand drawn.
Uh,
Uh,
super
but
accurate.
that's gives a rough idea of things. So, and then yeah, we'll right now the space as it is, it's 75% office and then 25% warehouse, which is kind of we're probably more of a 40-60 split with
Yeah.
mostly warehouse where we're at now. Um, so some things like that are in warehouse space now will go into office space, like electronics and laser cutting. And then that leaves the warehouse space and I think a couple of the rooms that will turn into like dirtier space as
Dirty.
uh warehouse style.
Awesome. Okay, so I got one more. Let me take one more whack at this here, and then if this doesn't work, then I'm gonna say, well, I tried. Get one of them. Give me some of this. Give me one of the other. Okay. Some of that. One of these. This is the best. This is high quality entertainment right here, everybody.
Oh,
This is the best.
the
Only
quality entertainment that people
are craving, that people crave, and also
craving for.
plants. Plants crave it as well. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be what we're gonna go with there. Okay, we're gonna get out of that, and then we're gonna go to here and to there, and hopefully, if I've done that right, and I make
Ta-da!
no promises, there you go. There's what we're talking about. Okay, so what we've got basically is this is just basically work in progress here. But this I think is where we might be doing a little bit of laser cuttering action, and this is gonna be the front of the space. Right. These are representing where we're thinking about tearing down walls. But yeah, it's gonna be really cool. Like, so with all of this, and here's kind of what I was talking about too. You've got your 3D printer people, you've got your laser cutter or electronics or whatever. I like electronics being moved up front. That's gonna be nice too.
Yeah, electronics will be up where lasers mark because that room is tile floor, and that works well with the electronics versus carpet.
Yes,
because you don't have the static buildup. You also, if you drop things, it's easy to clean them up. Uh, you can sweep up, the bits of resistors or whatever you drop on the floor versus having to destroy a vacuum cleaner trying to get it out of the carpet.
I need tile floor in here. That's why I need a better vacuum cleaner. But yeah.
The other thing that I actually just thought of is, so the laser cutter actually makes a bit of noise when it's running. So it being in a carpeted room is actually better because there's less echoey.
Yeah.
The carpet's going to absorb some of that.
Let's see if I can get us back on the screen. Nope, sure can't.
Nope.
Nope, let's just put that right back where I found it. I can probably do one of these.
3D printing, that's also where we're going to put the server rack. Right now, the wall that's between that and what's marked as laser, that is kind of where all the conduit is running for everything. Hey. So that makes it well for where you'd want to put the server rack. There are currently 3 like offices in the
Oh, because I turned that off. Now that I turn that back on, now I got sound.
Oh, hey.
This is a high class operation, so you didn't hear most of that then. Okay, good deal. Nailing it. Let's see. Can I make this a little smaller? I think I can. I can push it over. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll. Nothing like making screens up on the fly. You gotta love it because it's what we got.
So
there we go.
We have in the shop. We have areas for metalworking. We have areas for hot works, and we have woodworking, and where we put all those, we're trying to figure that out because there isn't a lot of shop space.
Right.
And a lot of the things like woodworking, for example, takes up a lot of space right now. So we have to see how much space that actually needs. Because there's some things in there like the shaper that we have,
Mm.
it never gets used.
Hmm.
Uh, Partially because I think people are afraid of the thing, probably for good reason, because they should be afraid of the thing. It's
Yes.
it does what it does really well.
Yes.
Really what people want as a router table to do small bits.
Hmm.
Shaper is like if you're doing cabinet doors and you want to make like the nice like inset patterns and all that.
Hmm. Oh,
That's
really?
kind of what that tool is for.
Oh, no kidding. So that'll
So
do
so
like inlays?
it can spin bits around that are like that big around.
Good God. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
definitely afraid of that thing. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's for serious. It has that
Yeah.
it has there's a reason why it has the big roller mechanism to move the wood is
Hmm.
because you need that when you're cutting that much material out of wood at a time.
Right.
So, and we got that like a really good deal on it.
Hmm.
And the idea was, oh, well, you can also do like, regular routing stuff with the shaper.
Right.
It's way overkill of a motor for what most people are doing.
Yeah. But you can do really cool stuff with it. I mean, especially since we do have some
Yeah.
people at the shop that do cabinetry and stuff like that. So I mean, like well, Sean with his Ford Transit, the Transit camper van thing.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah, so like so I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess that it probably is one of the less used things. Do people use the radial arm saw? That thing
No,
terrifies.
that we're getting rid of.
Good.
So that will we're trying to sell it. If we can't sell it, then it's probably going to go in scrap, so
Yeah.
or be given away. But
We should totally get the south bin fixed up. I think it's almost there, isn't it?
uh, yeah, the only thing that we needed on that was I think the belt,
Yeah.
because the initial one that we ordered was wrong or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
So it's pretty much ready.
Yeah.
It would be nice to get the other lathe that we have up and running, but
The Horror Freight one's dead? The Harbor
no,
Freight?
I'm talking woodworking, the
Oh,
woodworking one.
that guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. You mean the shopsmith or the big
Not the shopsmith,
you mean Big
the
Bertha?
actual quality lathe. If we, I think it's a jet. Uh,
Really?
if we can get it up and running, it's a nice lathe.
You're talking about the big
It's
white
probably
one,
more
right?
lathe than anyone. Hmm?
The big white one?
It's the big white one.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Huh. Yeah, no, that's way more
yeah.
than anything.
There's getting the motor hooked up on that one. I think that was one of the big issues, and then we don't have the tail stock that's proper for it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Well, so yeah, so this is what we think the floor plan is going to look like, and so now this is right up. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. This up here in the metal area, that's like 5.8 feet, right? So that I'm just gonna kind of like eyeballing it here. What's this, about 20 feet long, something like that? Is that what we're looking at? That's probably about right.
So the whole room is 21 by 40. So
21 across by 40 long.
yeah,
Yeah. So, and also this is where we have to put all the metal. So, like Miscreant said there, RF Miscreant. So yeah, we got to fit a lot of metal in there. So we'll have to all pack in together. So, COVID restrictions.
yeah. Things like the shop bot that takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
Where it is now, where it's like completely walking, where you can walk around it, we can reduce some of that because it can be like kind of next to something as long as you can get in there to like do maintenance Uh, like I think we had about it was enough space where I could fit in between the wall and the shop bot, but not like when it was running.
Nice. Okay. You really wouldn't want to stand next to it when it's running with the gantry going back and forth, because you'd at least have to move quickly is I guess where I'm going with that. RF Miscreant in the chat is asking, he's asking where we're at. We're located in Henderson, Nevada, which is a suburb of Las Vegas, Nevada, or as anyone else in the world calls it, Nevada. But yeah.
But it's pronounced Nevada. That's
yes.
why the vote took so long. So we had to get people to stop saying Nevada, because every time we do that, then we just start recounting.
Sorry, my fault. Way too far to drive. Where are you watching from? RF Miscreant. Here's a big question that I have while we're waiting for the stream to catch up there. Southern PA, awesome. Oh well, see, now wait a minute. You're giving me trouble about Nevada voting. Well, he wasn't, so it's all good. Wait, no, we came in after Pennsylvania, didn't we? We did. We've got like a third of the people, if that.
It was close when they did the call, but
yeah, I have thoughts on that.
I think when the New York Times was the one I was looking at, because they were the most conservative of actually saying a state won or not.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, AP called it a lot sooner, but yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of PA doesn't claim Philly. I don't know, man. I was there once. It was nice. Although I got to admit, the Liberty Bell, it's a lot smaller than you'd think. It's really small. Have you seen it? Like in real life, Crux?
I've not.
It's small.
I've only driven through there once, so.
Yeah. I
didn't do a lot of sightseeing at the time because I was trying to get across the country.
Yeah. Okay, well in 5th grade it was probably a lot bigger, but but nowadays it's really tiny. Like it would totally break my desk, but I could totally fit it on my desk. It would fit on the little desk over here behind me that I do the Monday shows on. It would totally fit on that. It's not big. Like, I was shocked. Yeah, I don't even think I'm exaggerating. I think it would fit on that desk. It would break it, but it would fit. All right, but anyway, so we'll probably have like milling machine and lathe back there. I think that's the right amount of space for the machine area, because we don't need a big area back there anyway. So I think that's perfect. Hot works, same deal. And I like the fact that we put it by
we have the milling machine, the lathes, the 2 bandsaws, the metal press. What else do we have in metalworking? A couple tables.
We have a metal press.
The hydraulic press.
Oh, we do. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one. Yeah. All right.
It doesn't get used much, but it does take up space.
Yeah.
And when you need it, you need it.
Absolutely. If you got something that you need to get into something and it doesn't want to go, that'll convince it otherwise. So
or something you need to get out of something, and you have to push it through.
Also true. Yeah. Well, cool. So now for the hot works area, are we going to have I guess the welding stuff mainly?
That's welding and the metal casting stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was going to make the cut or not, but cool. Yeah, I like the fact that that's by the door in case something goes really wrong, we can just shove it into the parking lot. So
yeet it out into the parking lot.
Yeet that. Well, that's okay. So I inside baseball time for the shop. I sold the shop my setup for doing aluminum casting, right? And I bought it's a 2448 from NAC. It's a like a job box type of deal, either NAC or job box. It was one of those companies, doesn't matter. But anyway, the whole point of it's basically like, think of a deep freezer and then take out the freezy parts and just make it a metal thing and then put it up on wheels. And that's what it was. And the reason I bought that is for exactly that reason. If stuff went sideways, and that's why I made the whole thing where you could do it over the bin that was actually still in the box. Mm-hmm. But if things went sideways, I could just take it and slide it right out the garage door and not burn the house that I was renting down. That was the whole point of that. So yeah, it'll be it's in a great place there. That's great. I am you know what I'm the most concerned about though with all of this is that planer. Because that planer, man, that thing is loud.
It is loud. Yeah.
That's going to be louder there. Like, you know, if anybody's in here at the time, that is going to be, oh, you can't see that. If anyone's in this general vicinity and there's a planer even here, oh boy.
That is a fairly thick wall.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be a firewall, so in theory,
it's packed with kerosene.
Blocks them fairly well, but
it's packed with oily rags.
So you're asking if the vent is on the exterior wall. So we haven't put any of the vents in yet. The vents will have to go up to the roof for pretty much everything that I believe.
Yeah.
But
now the great thing is that
that wall with Hotworks there is the exterior wall of the building. So in theory, you could vent out to the side, depending on how it was constructed. So if it's stuff under tension, then you don't necessarily want to punch a hole through the side. You just go straight up.
Right. Okay.
And we have to get some roof work done anyway, so it might be when that happens, we'll throw the vents in.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the great part about this place is we'll actually own it, so we can put whatever holes we want to in the roof, and Robert's your father's brother. So
yeah. That's another question. I don't know if we want to do is if we have. I don't know where the roof access is and whether we want to add a interior roof access or not. I've had that in places I've worked before.
Yeah.
Like mostly like data centers, and it's been convenient, but it's also those ladders that are completely vertical and they are scary as hell to climb up. But
yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, y'all do what you like on that one. I don't think I'm going to be making it. So yeah, no, I don't know about all that.
That said, we could probably put something on the outside of the building just as easy.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what's so awesome about this is we'll have like all kinds of different ways to do it. That's gonna be great. So what are the small machines here? Like what are small wood machines? That's what they call them in high school.
So that's like your sanders, mostly sanders, I think.
Yeah.
Probably like scroll saw and smaller stuff like that.
Very cool. Awesome. I love how we've got like
your large woodworking stuff is your table saw.
Yeah.
Band saw, lathe. Joiner.
I almost wonder. Well, it'd be a pain in the ass to get it there, but I almost wonder if it wouldn't be a good idea to put the lathe in here, just because it's probably going to be fairly quiet. I don't remember the wood lathe. Well, not that specifically, but in general, wood lathes are usually kind of quiet.
Yeah, wood lathes don't make a whole lot of noise, so that might be an option.
Yeah. Regardless, it's going to be cool.
We also have the smaller that mini lathe, so that would probably go in that area.
Like the shopsmith, or you mean the horror frame?
No, like the little like pen lathe.
Oh, that one. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's
because right now that kind of just lives in crafts, and then you roll it out to the main shop area when you want to use it.
That sounds like a huge pain in the butt.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Okay. Yeah. So pink insulation in the interior walls, knocking down sound. That is a fantastic idea, and I'm pretty sure that it's one we're probably going to do. Because I think what we've been saying is that this might be a firewall here, or supposed to be, or is, or was.
Yeah,
or
it is.
Yeah.
Right now there's a window in that wall, and I don't think that window is actual firewall rated.
I was gonna say that makes it a lot less firewall-y.
Yeah, but where that window is where we want to put a double door.
There you go.
And you can get firewall rated double doors.
You can do that.
So that will be how we fix that issue.
There you go.
Um,
Yeah, that's funny. Like that's one thing that I always look for is whenever I have two problems, I try to put them together, and usually they'll solve themselves more often than not. So that's a great example of that.
oh,
Like,
hey, Johnny Mac.
ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood Johnny Mac, a challenger appears. But no, this is
Yeah,
gonna be cool.
Johnny Mac's a great guy. I had the opportunity to work with him for a bit at my last job.
Oh, that's
Uh,
awesome.
a lot of fun.
Very cool. Well, awesome. Well, welcome to the show. Glad you could join us today. We're just basically going over where the SYN Shop is going to be moving. Currently, well, you know what? May as well do that. It's the top of the hour. So just to remind everybody here, what we're talking about today is moving the shop and how to fit a whole lot of the shop into a smaller shop, basically. But what we're doing right now is going over what different areas we have and how to fit a lot of shop into a much smaller place. So you guys that have joined us today are getting a little sneak peek at what's to come in the coming months.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner than anyone wants, but but still not soon enough. So just sporting the SYN Shop tee the other day. Love that place. Need a vacuum system to remove all glitter in the crafts room. Oh God.
That won't actually do that. You can't get rid of glitter.
No, you
Glitter's
can't.
forever.
Glitter
That's
is
part of the
forever.
reason why we're moving.
Yeah, yeah. It's been overtaken by glitter. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I come out, nope. I thought I had a joke, but I just didn't. It was gonna go like either a direction I didn't want it to, or like, a living disco ball was one of the contenders, but it just didn't work. And we move forward.
Yeah.
So yeah. So okay, so this is what we're gonna do for the space. Well, did you before we move from? Hey, it's Vegas, yeah, right. There you go. We just whenever we run out of glitter, we just bring in showgirls and like shake them into a large dish. Moving racks an option,
That was very convenient when we were downtown.
right?
There was every night there was a pair of showgirls that would walk by the shop and then say hi to us.
Oh, the same ones. Oh, it's probably
Yeah,
like
it was
on their
the
way.
same group. It was their path on the way into the shop.
Gotcha. On the way to where they were headed. Right. I gotcha.
Or way to where they worked. I think they worked at the D or something. So
The D, by the way, for those not in Vegas, is a casino.
yeah,
Yes.
it's a Detroit themed casino.
Is that right? That's what that's from.
Yeah,
I had no idea
Yeah.
why it was called the D. I did.
that's why there's a Coney Island in there too. So
Well, there you go. Now we know.
because Coney Island is big in Detroit, like Senate Coney Island.
Oh, I did not know that. That is weird, wild stuff.
There was one near my grandparents' place, and you would get the craving to eat there like once a year.
Yeah.
And you knew it was like a good batch of like Coney Island. By the time you got it back to the house, like the bag was transparent because of all the grease.
Oh God.
It's, it
Okay.
is not good for you in any way. But
I have a Midwestern version
really
of
good
that.
chili dogs.
Remind me to tell you about my Midwestern version of that in the post game. Hollywood Johnny Mac says, is moving racks an option? I'm not sure which racks.
Are you talking like bread racks that are like on wheels or something? Or
Oh. Well, I mean, that was actually one of the things that we were going to get to. Actually, was rolling racks. So I guess moving back to the actual topic of the show, we were talking before. Oh, that's right. You had mentioned the old shop. In the old shop, for smaller gears so spaces can be shared and reconfigured. Exactly. No, we're totally going to talk about that here shortly. So in the old shop, how much space did we have in the one before I came in? What, 4 years ago?
I forget the square footage. Probably woodworking was as much space as what's shown there for woodworking currently, but it really was too small.
Mm-hmm.
But it also was shared space with the shop bot.
Oh, okay. So were people doing glue ups on the shop bot?
No,
Oh, it wasn't that
we
bad. Okay.
didn't have we had like one workbench is all we had.
Ugh.
In fact, the workbench that we have in woodworking right now is the one that was there.
Okay.
We didn't have a glue up table. Um, but yeah, a lot of the stuff we had was on wheels,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was all like we would pull out the machine that you needed to use when you needed it, and then put it back.
Oh, okay. So how did
But we
that?
didn't have any dust collection or anything either there. So
Ugh. So how did that work out? Poorly.
that room was very, very dusty, and since it was the only HVAC unit for the space, the entire space was really, really dusty.
Ugh, gross. Oh yeah, because it would just get sucked right up by
Yeah,
the AC, and then yeah, on you go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shut that
yeah.
off.
I think for like a lot of the smaller tools, like right now we have all the sanders all set up and out, so you'd probably make it so like all of those were in like one like cabinet, and you would pull out the one unit that you needed to use.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and maybe if there was one that got used all the time, that one might be out, like permanently. Like
Yeah.
the disc sander gets used more than any other sander there, so
I
I could
gotta
see
say,
having that
I give
permanently
I give
set
Harbor
up.
Freight a lot of trash. I give them a ration of stuff. Like I don't like them in general. But I gotta say that disc sander is I believe from Horror Fright.
It's no, it's not.
It's not.
It is not. No.
Oh, good. Oh, well, excellent.
Yeah.
In that case,
Yeah.
they're complete trash, and they always have been.
Yeah, that this center it has like a nice I think it's a Ballard brand motor,
Oh,
but it's fairly heavy duty for, a 110
oh, really?
sander.
Yeah, yeah. No,
And
it's
it
legit.
has good bearings too, so like when you turn it off, it will be spinning for like a good several
It
minutes.
will.
So
Yeah. No, that's true. Okay, well then in that case, I'm glad because that kind of freaked me out a little bit there. I was starting to question my whole worldview on tools, and that just can't happen. So
yeah. Although putting wheels on racks actually might be a good option for some things. So like right now we have the racks, but they're kind of stationary.
yeah.
So if you had ones that could be moved around, that might actually uh, be useful.
Now you're talking about like the French cleats instead of those, or what are you talking about? Or the stuff where all
I'm
the
talking like so like the racks that are currently in between like the glue up and storage area and like
mm,
metalworking and like those style racks that we have. So if you got ones that actually were on wheels that could be moved around, uh, depending, you'd have to make sure that they were loaded so anything heavy is
yes,
lower. But
yeah. So what we'll do is we'll go to a home despot in the middle of the night, and if any of those lumber racks are being left outside,
yeah,
no,
we
we
do
won't.
have the pallet racks currently. So probably what I was thinking with those is we'd only load the upper portion of the pallet rack, so you'd leave the bottom portion empty, so you could actually have equipment underneath.
Oh yeah, yeah, that would work. That's a good idea. Yeah. But you could even use those to kind of divide the space even a little bit. Well, if you wanted to, I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know. I'm not looking right
yeah,
now.
maybe.
Maybe, yeah, who knows. But no, that's gonna be awesome. And I think that'll be better anyway, because I mean if we only go too high, right? That's what you're saying. Is it or no?
So right now they are 14-foot pallet racks,
Okay.
and how you would load it is like the first shelf would be at like 7 foot.
That makes sense. Right. Okay. And there would be one shelf above 7 feet or two.
You'd probably put two
Oh, okay.
would be my guess. So
I,
so right now we don't have a shelf at the very top.
okay. I couldn't
Uh,
remember. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I think the top shelf we have is actually at uh 7 foot.
Oh, is that right? Okay. Are you sure?
I don't remember. I don't remember how far up we went. I think it
Oh,
was
okay.
as far as we could go without having to deal with permitting with
Fire
who
sprinklers.
where we're stay the with the landlord and all that. There are certain like fire codes and stuff that you have to deal with. So
Yeah.
um,
There's one thing I'm not going to miss is a landlord.
yeah. So we at least have like the shelf at like the 7 foot level
Yeah.
and probably as high up as we can go without it being too much of a pain in the butt and too much of a safety issue.
Right.
The ceilings aren't as high in the new location as they are where we're at now.
Yeah.
So
That's true. Yeah. No, I think it's going to be really cool. I'm kind of pumped to see it. It's going to be cool. Oh, what was the other thing I was going to ask you about? Oh, okay. So at the old shop, you basically handled it by just basically moving things around. Now we have, since we got to the new shop, like the whole garage rule still applies, where the amount of stuff you have is most certainly going to be exactly how much space you have. That's how much stuff you are going to acquire. There needs to be a name for that. Like the law, that's like the law of spatial acquisition. That's my new law. Do members have locker storage areas? So generally, with a normal membership, it does not include one, but you can add one on for, I believe it's an extra, how much? I don't want to.
it's extra $10 a month,
10.
and then they get a locker. Um, that's another issue that we have to try to figure out is where the hell all the lockers are going to go.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Because right now we kind of use the lockers as member storage, but it's also was to divide areas up.
Yeah.
Uh, so we may still do that to some extent.
Yeah.
We might have to get rid of some lockers. Who knows?
RF Miscreant has won the game, though. I'm sorry. He has just named a law successfully.
The law of goldfish fills.
That's awesome.
I like it.
That's perfect. That is perfect. Yeah, no, that's what that is from now on in my book. You can look it up in the book. That is the law of goldfish bowls from here on out. I love it. So, okay, so rolling equipment I get, and that's how you did at the old place. Oh, that was the question I had for you. So what do we have today that we did not have at that space? Because you mentioned the shop bot. I'm pretty sure we had the mill there, right?
We did not. We didn't have the mill. We didn't have any metalworking.
Oh.
Metalworking was one of the things that we wanted to have, and why we got the space that we did is we wanted to be able to do metalworking and hot work stuff.
Oh, okay.
So we couldn't do it at the last location.
Yeah.
Technically, we were allowed to do welding as long as it was in the back parking lot because we had kind of our own back parking.
Right.
But we didn't want to deal with like the city or anything there. So
Sure.
yeah, so we didn't have those two areas. We didn't have the jet lathe. We didn't have the shaper. The table saw that we had was the smaller, like contractor one, not the one we have now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that table saw is really nice.
I think we had the joiner and planer. I'm pretty sure we did.
I've never been a fan of that planer. That's just me, though. It's just because it's so darn loud. Huh?
It's loud, but it's a good planer.
It's a good, right? Yes, for planing wood, it's great, but for
planers are loud.
I know.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
But
you know,
when you need a planer, you need a planer.
that is truer words have never been spoken. I'll go ahead and throw that back up there.
We didn't have the glue up table.
Yep.
We didn't have any of the lockers. We didn't have a lot of the 3D printers.
That's gonna be so nice having a room just for those. That's gonna be great. Huh. The law of goldfish.
Well, we have a room for them now.
Well, no, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is a room for all the things, like, the laser cutter, the printer, the electronics room. Electronics having its own room, especially, is going to be great. But I guess where I was going with it was like that room. Oh no, we're going to use. No, yeah, we are using that room for that. Yeah, okay. In this thing, where he's got already has the cabinets and all that stuff. This is the room with the cabinets right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, and there's the phone
Yeah. So
phone
the
junk.
3D printers would go there, and
Yeah.
then I think we'll probably along one of the other walls. So where all the doors are shown are all wrong. Uh,
Oh yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah.
yeah, none of those doors are. Maybe some of them might be right, but most of them are wrong.
That's so weird. Yeah.
I mean, this is a hand drawn thing, and even where some of the shape of some of the rooms is wrong.
So this is not to be trusted at all. Everything you see here is complete fiction. That's not true. I've seen the
This is like
documents.
the I drew up the floor plan on the whiteboard, not the scale.
Yeah, all right. Well, fair enough. I'll go along with it. Well, that's cool. Yeah, this is gonna be a really good thing, I think. No basement access. No. So that's an interesting thing. So you're
They
you're
don't
from
really
back
have
east.
basements here.
Yes, that's what I was getting ready to say. Yes. So I'm from St. Louis. He's from Mechagan originally, and we are both used to having basements, and there is no such thing here. There's like I think we've
So
looked
like
at
the casinos have basements,
yes.
because they can afford the dynamite that you need to blow up uh, the caliche, which is essentially it's like rock, but it's really really dense ground, and so it's about as hard to get rid of as rock.
Told a new employee at a former company that he needed to go to the basement to get a cart. The janitor gave him a set of keys, and he wandered around the entire perimeter of the building. Oh, that's that. I can kind of understand that because I had a house in St. Louis that originally was built that way. Like it was built in like the 1800s, and originally it didn't have a stairwell inside the house because, you know, being Missouri and all that was for the members of the family that weren't members of the family. You see where I'm going with that? But yeah, that it was the 1800s. It was a crazy time. But anyway, so yes, that's awesome. That's funny. It's not quite as awesome as blinker fluid. You know, sending them out for blinker fluid or a left-handed screwdriver. That's a good one. Left-handed. A some desiccated water. Desiccated water is a good one.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, so if anybody asks you to get any of those things, just no. But this is gonna be cool. So yeah, I had more questions about the things. Oh yeah, so we talked about rolling equipment. Now I saw something. We talked about this a little bit before on the show. Before we started the show, and I want to get your take on it here. I see a lot of those workbenches that have like tools that are mounted to like flippable things, right? So you can flip it over and you got a workbench, and then you flip it back up.
I personally hate those things.
Yeah. So tell me about it. What's the deal with them?
So one, I don't. Our tools tend to lead a rough life.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm not sure if we're still streaming. I just saw. Okay, we are. It's just my preview of the stream paused.
Oh, okay. Scared me there.
So yeah, our tools lead a fairly rough life. So like anything mechanical like that is going to have issues and break over time.
Yeah.
The other thing is, it works, I guess, for like two tools specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but if they're like fairly well balanced but I don't really like that design of doing things. There might be some things where that might be useful, but
Yeah.
not have like the planer and then your something else on the other side of it.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, I was talking about having nothing on one side and the tool on the other side. I see what you're saying though. You're saying like a planer.
I've seen where they've had like two tools that they would flip.
Ah, That explains it. Okay. I was wondering what you're talking about with the balanced thing. I was like, well, one side's going to be heavier than the other because there's nothing there. But I get it now. Huh. So it's
Yeah,
just
but
basically a
you
usage.
also have that where you're moving it around all the time, and
Right. So it sounds to me like it's mainly our stuff gets rode hard and put away wet, and there's no reason, and why are we going to subject it to more damage?
pretty much, yeah.
To use a cowboy analogy, that's to do with saddles. like, but yeah. Anyway, so okay, well, so then it sounds like flip up tables is much more of a garage thing in your mind, like a home garage than a
Yeah,
public space.
so like you have a lot less space in a home garage,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I get you are your own customer,
Yes.
I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah.
So if you built a thing and you know how this thing works, and you're invested in not breaking said thing, that then you'll take care of it, and if it ends up being a problem, then you'd fix it.
Right.
We do have some members that are of that mindset, but a lot of members really they just come because they want a place to do woodworking or whatnot, but they don't really have a huge uh,
Investment. Not personally
investment in
investment.
like the
Yeah.
community of the shop, and
Right.
that's fine.
Right.
Uh, not everyone is wants to have 100 new friends.
Right. Not everybody that goes to a gym is interested in that dream life, that gym life, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah. They're for the one thing, and
right.
yeah. So we want something that one is we don't have to like give everyone instruction of like, okay, this is how you do this thing of to make this tool work.
Yeah.
You need it simple, and yeah, you might have to like, okay, the sander, if I need to use it, I pull out the sander from where it's stored in this cabinet.
Right. Right.
Under the bench, there's a spot where the sander goes on the shelf, and then you pull it out and plug it in and hook it up to dust collection, and do your sanding, and then hopefully put it back when you're done.
Well, yeah. See, that's the other thing too. Let's see. Garage door access for large equipment? Question mark. How do you get it in and out? I'm not even gonna make that joke.
Yeah. So there's
Let's see.
right where the chat window is where the garage door is.
Right there. There's a little yellow line right there. That is the garage door.
Yeah.
And then
a bit further down, I think, but
but there's a chat window there. So that's where it's marked on here. It says door and it has the thing.
Actually, no, that is, yeah, because that wall is actually straight because kind of where like electronics and crafts is where like the next unit is that goes out. There's like the complex is kind of like the main building's a big L there. So we're the leg of the L.
So it kind of comes out like that down from there.
Yeah.
Wish I could take that back. Can I take that back? I don't want that there anymore. Control Z. Hey, it worked. Okay, good. So stairs. Stairs go to not storage. Stairs go to nothing.
So yeah, it looked like someone was there was called a break room.
It was not a break room.
But if you were to ask me, if someone was living there.
Someone was living there. Someone was absolutely living there.
But none of that was done to code.
Yeah.
And that's not on the official building plan.
Right.
I would say
it may have maybe where Richie Cunningham
is further went. Yeah.
Maybe. He could have lived there quite comfortably.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So where the stairs are, it's kind of annoying. But I guess you need stairs to get up to that mezzanine space.
Mm-hmm.
We do want to try to get that to code, but like there's a restroom on the second floor that's leaking that we're just gonna probably tear out because it wasn't done right.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna have to redo a lot of drywall, but redoing drywall is easy enough. If there's any like water damage or whatnot, then we'll replace that stuff.
Yeah. Ugh, that's gonna be gross. I don't. I have a thing that day. I gotta be somewhere else. Uh, no, that's plumbing, man. I've replaced crap. Yeah, I mean, literally. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Um,
I mean, it's just ripping it out. It's not trying to fix it. So that's
yeah.
the
Well, there's
positive
that.
thing. So really, you just have to seal off those lines. And actually, if I need plumbing done, uh, I know a guy that I
Nice.
will happily pay to have plumbing done.
Oh, is it the guy that used to go to the shop sometimes?
No,
Okay.
I mean, if people that like doing plumbing want to do plumbing, that's great.
God bless. Right. Yeah.
Uh, I have a plumber that's a guy that used to go to the shop. Mark, he had a plumber that like redid a lot of stuff at his place, and
Yeah.
so I've been using that guy, and he comes out and he does good work, and he doesn't overcharge you. So
He's the plumber because he fixes the leaks. No, an actual plumber. But it's Vegas. I should
so
probably specify.
that's who I would probably call up if we need a professional to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a
No.
lot of this plumbing stuff is actually not that hard. So.
Furnace heat AC, yes, have some, and also swamp cooler. So that's another thing that if you're used to living
Um,
out east, you're not familiar with this is swamp coolers. You can't,
which we don't actually have in this space.
not yet.
It's all HVAC.
Yeah, aren't we planning? We're planning on getting one though,
Um,
right?
so right now the warehouse space is air conditioned.
Oh, well, never mind on that then. That
Yeah,
sounds expensive though. I have a
we'll
feeling
have to
that.
look at how the bill is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that sounds pricey. I don't
It
know.
might be we continue to air condition it, or we just put in some insulation at the top that makes it efficient. It's not a huge space.
Yeah,
That said, running swamp coolers is generally cheaper,
oh
so
yeah,
we might opt for that,
yeah,
or might opt to put one in.
right. Do you know how big it is? Is
They
it two
are
ton
they
or?
are hell on maintenance, so we'd have to probably pay someone to do it because I have a swamp cooler and
Yeah.
I've replaced like twice because the thing keeps destroying itself. So
Oh, that's fun.
because
How,
the water is very hard out here, and so that is hard
ah,
on swamp coolers.
I was gonna ask how that's even possible because it's basically like leaky water going onto a filter with a fan, right?
All that mineral just builds up on everything,
Mm.
and it's stuff that's in water all the time. So any metal is going to start to rust. And
But you still don't have to shovel snow, so I'm still gonna call Vegas a win ultimately.
true.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny.
Um,
We're
I think the swamp coolers that we have at our current location, the reason why there's not as much maintenance as you would think that it would have to be is because they are horribly inefficient with water. Like if you're in the uh, bathroom that's off the danger room,
Mhm.
when the swamp cooler is running, you can just hear water running all the time.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's getting rid of the mineral problem by just replacing the water constantly.
Ah, okay. Wow. Ugh. Well, I'll tell you what. Speaking of replacing things that are made of liquid, I'm out of. Well, no, I'm not out of a drink, but I'm gonna be. And so we're gonna have to swap them beverages out, and in order to do that, we're gonna have to go on over to the post game. Now, if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, number one, it's Saturday now. Welcome to Saturday. So enjoy the show, and you're also going to be seeing me with a lot bigger sideburns telling you what you missed. Hi, I'm the Mighty Pong, host of the show that you just got done watching. Hey, if you'd like to see the entire show and not just the first hour, make sure that you watch on twitch.tv/SYN Shop every Friday night for the main show. And on Monday nights, we have our special project night. So you can join us, build something, and basically throw stuff at us while we try to concentrate on things. It's a lot of fun. Kind of. But hey, anyway, we hope to see you there. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so join us over there, twitch.tv/SYN Shop. I am, of course, the Mighty Pong, and we will see you there. One take. Not one take.